If you're like most parents we meet, you've probably tried behavior charts, talked to counselors, maybe even considered medication for your child's struggles at school, but you're still searching for answers that actually address what's really going on. We totally get it. Some of us have stayed up worried about sending our children with ADHD or SPD back to school, thinking about the phone calls from teachers about focus issues, the meltdowns over homework, or even watching our brilliant children struggle in an environment that just doesn't seem designed for how their brain works. I'll give you a statistic that should get every parent's attention. In 2022, an additional 1 million U.S. children received an ADHD diagnosis compared to 2016. Sensory processing challenges now affect nearly 1 in 6 children. Yet most doctors are still approaching these conditions the same way they did 20 years ago, focusing on managing the signs instead of addressing the root cause. What if I told you there's a completely different approach that's helping children not just survive the school year, but actually thrive? Let's talk about it. I want to start by telling you a story about our friend Janine. Janine came to our office as a young teen with major sensory processing struggles. Physical touch, crowds, loud noises, and even itchy clothes would send her into complete overwhelm with anxiousness. It made school and even simple tasks like going into stores extremely difficult for her and her family. Janine was so easily overwhelmed by outside stimulation because she had so much stress built inside her nervous system. Through neurologically focused chiropractic care, we helped calm down the stress and noise within her very sensitive body. Today, Janine says that chiropractic helps me live. When she gets overwhelmed now, she rates her anxiety at a level 3 or 4 versus the 8 or 9 it used to be. She's now thriving so much that she's even considering becoming a chiropractor herself. I love Janine's story, and what is so cool is that she isn't alone in this transformation. Now let's transition into understanding the real root cause when it comes to ADHD and SPD, and all the hard transitions during the school year. The truth is, ADHD and SPD are often characterized by an overactive, sympathetic fight-or-flight nervous system response. That's the imbalance that is sabotaging your child's school year. This leaves children constantly on edge and makes it nearly impossible to focus on transition between activities or regulate emotions in a school environment. At the same time, their parasympathetic rest and digest system, which is crucial for focus, learning, and emotional balance, remains underactive. This nervous system imbalance often begins with what we call the perfect storm. Early life stressors including prenatal stress, birth interventions, and environmental factors that leave the nervous system stuck in a state of dysfunction. Now let's go through some drug-free tips on what changes everything. I promise the last one is the best. First up is quality sleep. Quality sleep is absolutely crucial for managing ADHD and SPD signs because during sleep, the brain consolidates learning, processes emotions, and recharges for the next day. However, many children with these conditions struggle with sleep issues, creating a vicious cycle. The following are some suggestions to help with sleep. First, gradually adjust bedtimes and wake times by just 15 minutes every few days and establish a calming bedtime routine. And the second is create sleep-friendly environments that can dramatically improve focus and emotional regulation during school hours. We need to create an environmental structure that actually works. Children with ADHD and SPD often struggle with executive function skills. Creating organized home environments with command centers, designated spaces for school items, and color-coded systems can help reduce anxiety and enable children to feel more in control of their daily routines. This isn't just about organization. It's about reducing the cognitive load on an already overwhelmed nervous system, allowing that mental energy to be directed toward learning and growth instead. We cannot overlook how exercise works in all this. Dr. John Ratey's groundbreaking research in his book Spark shows that exercise can be as effective as medication for some children with ADHD. You see, we need to get moving. That is part of how our nervous system actually is fed and it stays healthy. We need to keep things moving properly every single day. In fact, part of what we call the 10 Ds of subluxation is dyskinesia, which is abnormal movement. And it's created by the stressors that are stuck in our nervous system. Right? So by improving movement, getting ourselves moving, like rolling out of bed and moving first thing in the morning, can help our children with ADHD and SPD actually begin to function better because it can improve cognitive function, boost mood, and help manage anxiety naturally. Morning physical activity specifically helps activate the parasympathetic nervous system and improve neurological function throughout the school day. This gives children the internal regulation they need to succeed academically and socially. Maybe you've tried all these and still haven't seen much of a change in your child. Let's talk about the foundation that is key before anything else. And that foundation is neurologically focused chiropractic care. It's the missing piece. Through gentle, specific adjustments, neurologically focused chiropractic care works to release tension in the overactive sympathetic nervous system while activating the calming parasympathetic system, including the vital vagus nerve. At our office, we use advanced INSiGHT scan technology to pinpoint exactly where nervous system stress is occurring and create personalized care plans that can lead to improved focus, better emotional regulation, enhanced sleep quality, and fewer behavioral challenges. This approach addresses the foundation, the nervous system, which then allows all the other strategies like sleep, organization, and exercise to work even more effectively. Follow the link in our bio to register for our upcoming Perfect Storm workshop on August 14th.